Here is Nick. What I'm going to do with Nick is I'm going to get Nick on the hill here, and he's going to throw regulation distance 60 feet 6 inches. And what we're going to do is basically break down the 5 links of the chain. Now, of course, the first link is the feet, so I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to check out Nick's feet. And as you can see, Nick's got pretty good feet. When he gets on the mound, his heel's on the rubber, his toes are forward, he takes a short step back, and very important, he pivots right alongside that rubber, okay? Now the important part of that pivot, you may get a pitcher, okay, who gets in here and he doesn't pivot all the way. If he pivots on an angle, what that will do is he'll go to his balance position, okay? And if he's in his balance, his front shoulder is now going to take him up the first baseline, okay? Now when he goes towards the plate, his front shoulder's flying open, okay? At least that's what everybody sees. And that's all the correction that's coming in from the dugout or the stands, all right? But where's the problem? The problem's there, okay? That's why we look at the feet first, okay? Because a lot of times you'll see something, very obviously he's flying open his front shoulder. That's where you see the problem. But a lot of times in pitching, the correction is at the link before. But Nick's got good feet, so I'm going to let him keep on going. I like his feet. Now I'm going to check out his balance. And Nick's got pretty good leg control. He has a good leg kick. He gets it up there high. He's using his legs, which is most important. A lot of young pitchers, you'll see some young pitchers that don't use their legs at all. Okay, and as we all know, legs are a very important part of generating velocity. Again, I'm not looking at the whole mechanics. I'm just breaking it down. If I try to look at Nick and his whole windup at one point, there's a lot of things I might miss. I have to look at each section at a time. Good balance. Great, now I'm going to move on. Now I'm going to check out the power position. And this is where I'm going to look at the backside, making sure he's taking the ball out of the glove the right way. He's getting that ball out and up. And he's using his front side for direction and to create torque. Now one thing I can do as a coach here is I could tell Nick, hey Nick, on this one I want you to stop right at power position. Good. Now first of all, by telling Nick the 5 links of the chain, he knew immediately what I was talking about. I told Nick to stop at power position. He knew this is what I was talking about. So he stopped right here. One thing we could tell a pitcher that's maybe rushing too far forward, if you tell him to stop at the power position, you'll see right away if his weight shift is too far forward and not far back enough. And I would tell Nick here that maybe with a little bit more body control, we can get that weight a little bit more on that back leg before you go towards the plate. Let's try that one. Yeah, buddy. We're going to load up a little bit more, be a little bit more patient, then explode. Good.
If you freeze frame any big league pitcher, the back foot is still in contact with the rubber when the ball is being released. This is a perfect example of staying back.
Rotation is right at the power position. It's link 4. Very good. Nick has real good leverage. Nick, on this one, I want you to stop right at rotation for me. Good. One thing I would tell Nick here, again, make sure you maintain your posture, and you can see Nick is an over-the-top type guy, okay? Again, one thing when we talk about rotation, you want to make sure that front foot gets on the catcher. Okay, very important that that coincides with rotation because it's going to give him direction. Okay, great job, Dick. Again, try and maintain a little bit more posture as you're going towards the plate. Great job. You can also notice that Nick has a very good follow-through and lands in a good fielding position. Okay, and again, we tend not to get too hung up with the pitcher's follow-through here. Okay, a couple of good examples is Troy Percival with the Angels, a guy who kind of finishes up down the first base line. Okay, if it's not affecting the way he throws strikes, his ball movement or velocity, we're not going to change him. But in Nick's case, he happens to end in a good fielding position and he's generating enough power. Great job, Nick. Hey, Cal.
Nice going, Habes.
Thanks.
Nick, nice going. Those are the 5 links. Now, the 5 links might be a little advanced for the younger guys. I remember when I was trying to teach my little man the 5 links, I changed the terminology and made them a little more simple. Number 1, baby step back. Number 2, turn your foot. Number 3, lift your leg up. Number 4, point your shoulder. And number 5, throw the ball. It's as simple as that. Pitchers, you take a break. Bill and I are headed back to the classroom.